Hey guys, you have found your way to Mortgage Sense with Kevin, a common sense approach to mortgages. My name is Kevin Blair with Element Home Loans. And man, I got a great start to the new year. In fact, first, Happy New Year. We appreciate it. We appreciate you watching. But I've got Wes Talley with Coldwell Banker with me today. Wes, how you doing, sir?
I'm good, brother. Happy New Year.
Thank you. Thank you. Have you been busy today?
I have. I had a final walkthrough on a property and had a closing today. So it's been a good one. It's been a good start
Nice.
to the new year for sure. So,
Man, if we start with a walkthrough and a closing, hey, they say what we do that first couple days of the year, that's what we're going to be doing all year.
that's right.
Okay.
That's right.
So that's what we want right there. Well, hey, Wes, to give you a little background, we started a radio show almost 10 years ago. And about 5 or 6 years ago, we turned it into a podcast. And 6 or 7 months ago, we completely revamped our podcast. Because as you know, things that worked 2 years ago and 5 years ago, and especially 10 years ago, don't work anymore. Okay. But what we do, and I told you this when we talked the other day, what's more important to me is who we are. Okay. I've said it over and over and over. I'd rather tell your clients 100% the truth, do what I say I'm going to do, and they choose not to use me only to find out that I was telling them the truth. Okay.
Exactly. Yep.
And after getting to know you a little bit, I know you are cut out of that same cloth because it's about information. All right. But before we can get to information, we got to get to who we are. All right. So tell us, who is Wes Talley? I'm gonna be quiet, which is tough for me. Okay.
Oh yeah, me too.
But who is Wes Talley, and how did you get into this business?
Oh Lord, where to begin? I am a lot. Basically, 100 miles an hour trying to fit it all together. I basically, long story. Started out my work ethic. Basically, I believe it came from owning a roofing company. When I got out of school, I started roofing and did that for 10 years. And along the way, buying a house and getting married and having 3 kids. Through that process, it taught me to hustle. But I've always been a people person. So I've always just, being a boss was not my strong suit because I was friends with my employees. So, but I've always been a self-starter and did that. After about 10 years, decided, hey, I need to get security. So I went to the railroad and did that for 10 years. And through that, I realized, wow, freedom is real and I can have freedom. I just need to figure out what I can do to achieve freedom and work-life balance and be able to be around my family. And I always seeing, for sale signs in front of people's houses. I'm like, man, I wonder what that house looks like inside. And I'm nosy like that kind of. And so I was like, I need to get into something where I can replace my income and set my own schedule, but at the same time, make enough money to pay for what I had already achieved, like what my lifestyle, right? So saw the writing on the wall at the railroad. I was bottom of the totem pole as far as seniority roster. And so got my real estate license, ended up getting laid off for the second time and had a first closing was 4 days after my layoff. And I already had 5 houses under contract. So, that very next year in 2019, August, I got my license in August and then got laid off November the 4th. And then my first closing, I believe, was the 9th or the 11th or something like that within a week. And, but the next year, man, doubled my income from the railroad and I've not slowed down a bit since. And so it's, making a lot of friends along the way and just, but the more friends you have, the better you are in business at the end of the day. So I'm loving it, man.
And not looking back at all, are you?
Best decision I've ever made in my life. And people are like, you missed the railroad, buddy. And my buddies call me. I had a buddy call me literally a week ago. And he was like, man, you ever thought about coming back? I said, I get emails all the time and I just delete them. Delete. delete.
delete,
I mean,
delete.
as fast as I can. I'm just like, so never look back.
It's amazing because, owning a roofing company, that's hard, solid labor. Okay. It's
Man.
outside all the time. It's hard, solid labor. And then the fear of being laid off. Okay. I can't imagine, and I can hear it. I could hear it in your voice last week when we talked. I can hear it now when we talk. There is a passion and a desire to really do really, really well in this business. And I can hear it in your voice. You wish you'd have started this 10 years ago. You wish you'd started it 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Oh
my gosh.
I told you when, Josh, my son, went to work for me 2 years ago.
Yeah.
In fact, we're coming up on this month is 2-year anniversary.
Yep.
And he's the same way. He was 16 years in the corporate world. And there was somebody on top of him always telling him what he was worth.
Yep.
I don't want anybody telling me what I'm worth. Okay. If I want to work 7 days a week, in fact, New Year's Eve, I took a call. New Year's Day, I got somebody approved. But you know what? That's my choice.
That's right.
And I love that because at the end of the day, my realtor partners are out there working because there are no set hours. They're out there working. And if people are interested in buying a home, if we're not answering the phone, they're calling somebody else. Yeah. So we are self-employed. Okay. Yep. And I wouldn't take it any other way. I've been doing it 24 years. I wish I've been doing it my entire career.
I know.
I really had.
I'm right there with you, man. I wish it. Oh my gosh, the sky's the limit. But man, if I would have started a while back, woo, my goodness, fantastic.
Well,
fantastic.
You know what? So we realized the other day you and Josh are the same age.
Yep.
Okay. So you both have, and I look at what Josh is doing, and because I've got a huge database, and we continually work our database, and we continue to follow up with our database, and we have what we call the DSP, the Daily Success Plan, and every day of the week we've got a theme, and we make 350, 400 calls a week between both of us.
Right.
Here's the thing about that, and all I'm doing now is just coaching. That's all. I don't know I don't know how to do anything else. Okay.
Yep.
Can you imagine? Okay, you take my database that I have now that I have built, and I only started tracking it 13 years ago, which makes me sick. Okay?
Right.
But you take that database and what we do, because I'm a little bit older than you, just a little bit, but the legacy that I'm trying to leave behind for Josh and his kids and his family. Can you imagine? You're 40?
Yep.
You're 40 years old?
Yep.
All right. I'll be 63 here in a couple months. Can you imagine? And I've got some great realtor friends that are my age, a little bit older, that have been doing it for 25 years. Right. Can you imagine 20 years from now and the sphere of influence that you have and the friends that you have and what that will continue to do for you over and over and over?
Oh, yeah.
Because you take care of people.
Yep.
No, it's fantastic. So here's the hardest thing that I'm probably going to ask you. I told you I don't have a script. I don't come in here with a set of questions that I want to ask you. I want it to be real. I want it to be organic. I want it to be positive. Okay. Yeah. I'm not going to put some negative Nancy on my podcast to talk about how bad it is, because it ain't bad. Okay.
Oh, no, it's not.
It's not bad.
Yep.
There's 2,000 plus agents in the Chattanooga, North Georgia area. Okay.
Yep.
What's somebody that's seeing this podcast and they see you, they start listening to both of us talk? Why should they call you? What makes you different? What makes you special?
So let me start off by saying that not every personality needs to work together or wants to work together. And I think that's important. Whenever you call me, I don't treat you a certain way. If you're buying a van down by the river or $1 million house in Council Fire, I don't treat you any differently. So in my experience, just in the 4 years, this is my 5th year doing this, or about to be, I've learned that a lot of agents, they start somewhere and then they forget where they came from. They kind of just forget. Now they're selling luxury real estate, but they still get calls from a first-time home buyer, and they don't treat them the same. They just don't treat them the same. I'm not going to treat you any different. We're either going to become friends or not. We're going to get to the closing table, hopefully. I've worked with people for 6 months, 8 months, 2 years before that haven't got to the closing table, but I don't treat them any differently if they don't buy a house or if they do. So it doesn't matter. It's about the relationship and building the relationship and learning what they need and not being salesy. I believe like reading books from the 70s and 80s and 90s, the close the deal thing. We're in a new era. We're in a totally new time, and relationships are so important. And if you can nurture that relationship and actually find out what that buyer wants or what the seller's goal is, there is so many different pieces of the transaction that can go awry. But if you've built that relationship up front, they know what to expect, the expectation of the deal. There's hardly any mistake you can make that's not repairable. That's not, you know what I mean? So it is, I just like to build a relationship. That's who I am. I'm not going to treat you any differently. I don't forget where I came from. I love first-time home buyers. And, you know, it's so exciting and rewarding to get to see somebody close on the house. And I always tell people when I'm showing them a house, I say, I don't care if you buy this house or not. I'm going to find you a house if that's your goal. I don't care if you buy this one or not. I just want you to lay your head down at night and know that you made the right decision when you're sleeping in that house for the first night. That's the most important goal of mine. And so I've had people like, I don't think I can do that with this one. Well, let's not waste any more time. Let's load up and go to the next one. Let's just go to the next one. No big deal, you know? Right. So that's basically who it is in a nutshell.
Brother, that is solid gold, okay? And there's two things that stuck out there, all right? And the first one, I'll go with the last one first, okay? As far as it doesn't matter if they buy this house or not, okay? Yep. What you're telling people and what you're showing people and what you're living is that it is their choice, all right? Because I'm telling you, I don't care how great a salesperson anybody is, you could not sell me a house. That house has got to meet my needs and meet my emotional needs, my heart needs, my wife's heart needs. They've got to meet those needs. And if they don't, there's nothing that you could say to me to make me buy the house. That's right. Not our job. Our job is to get them in a position. But and what that means is the day that it becomes about the money and only the money, brother, we're both dead. It ain't going to work no more.
I know. Okay? You're right.
It will not work anymore. And you're going to be 63 one day because the first one I forgot.
It's okay.
No, because it was good. It was really good because it's it'll come back to me. And if it doesn't, who cares?
Yeah, it is what it is. It's all good, man. It's all good.
That's right. That's right. What is the best way, Wes? What's the best way for people to find you?
Honestly, I'm all over social media. So Instagram is MW Talley. Facebook is Wesley Talley. I go by Wes, but on Facebook it's Wesley Talley. And then my phone number, 423-322-4470. Office is downtown Ringgold. So Coldwell Banker, Kennard Realty, downtown Ringgold. So hit me up.
Very good. Very good. Well, guys, my website is kevinblairteam.com. You go to the About page. It's right up here somewhere. I can't see it, but it's right up here somewhere. Fill out a short form. It'll come right to me. You can call me directly at 423-488-7571. If you like this kind of information, hit like, hit subscribe, ring that bell. We'd love for you to start following us. Ask us questions. We want to answer your questions. It's important to us for us to take care of you. Wes, brother, thank you so much. I appreciate it. This is exactly what I was looking for. And Happy New Year, sir.
Anytime, brother. Happy New Year. Let's kill it.